Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. So in this video, we're going to talk about a stock that I haven't covered in a while, but there have been some big things happening with this name and really in the industry as a whole. So the stock, as you can see here, is Contura Energy, ticker CTRA. And I bought into this stock just a few months ago in August, and I posted a video on this channel talking about what my bull thesis for Contura Energy is. And since then, the stock has been on a crazy run. I bought in at just over $4. Right now, we're sitting at over $10. In the last 2 days for Contura Energy have especially been crazy. Where yesterday we had a huge update, and then today up another 17%. So in this video, we're going to go through what's going on with this stock. Why is Contura Energy doing so well? What I'm planning on doing with the stock, and if my original price targets are still what I'm waiting for. If you want some background information on this stock, be sure to check out my full analysis video. I'll put a card up to it right now if you want to watch that first. But a quick recap for anyone that doesn't know, Contura Energy is the largest met coal producer in the United States. The majority of their coal output is met coal, which is different than thermal coal, which is a big distinction because thermal coal is definitely dying out. Thermal coal use for providing power is definitely on a downtrend. However, met coal, which is used for things like making steel, I think is here to stay. So now I'm going to show you the one thing that's really been behind this huge run up in the stock price. All right, so here we are on the coal futures. And like I've said in my videos on this stock, the only thing that really matters for this company is if the price of coal returns to normalized levels. We saw a huge crash in the price of coal going into 2020 from 2019. And since then, we have seen an insane recovery. So when I first bought into the stock, coal prices were at around $50 per ton. The reason Contura Energy got beaten down so bad is because with coal prices at that level, they just weren't able to function as a company. They were closing down their mines. They weren't even able to operate, and they were just waiting to see if coal prices would recover, and that would allow them to continue operating. And coal prices have recovered so far. We've seen a huge increase all the way up to $76 per ton right now. We can see the little analysis from this website. Coal futures soared to $77 per ton in December, a level not seen since July 2019 amid expectations of higher restocking levels and boost in seasonal demand. Adding additional pressure, the supply in the biggest consumer, China, is getting tighter. China's coal imports fell 15% month over month in November and dropped 20% compared to the same month in 2019. So this is very big news. I've talked about the demand coming from places like China and India that aren't as developed as countries like the United States, which are moving away from coal. However, these developing countries are going to need power, and they're going to be getting the majority of it from coal, not from green energy, as nice as that may be. And so the demand for coal is still there, especially overseas, and that is a huge contributor to this rise in the coal price. So if we take a look at the longer term chart, sort of zooming out here, okay, this is the 10-year chart, and you can see coal prices are historically very volatile. In 2016, we made a bottom at around $50 per ton, and then we spiked all the way up to over $100 per ton and stayed there for a couple of years. And keep in mind, during this time where coal prices were this high, Contura Energy was trading at over $60 to $70 per share. Then we saw a huge drop again over the past couple of years down to this $50 level again. And since this point in the last few months, we've made a huge recovery. And I'm convinced this has something to do with elections. In 2016, when Trump was elected, we saw a huge run up in coal price, doubling in under a year. And this move so far after the election looks pretty much identical. So we'll see how that goes if this exponential rise in coal prices continue. But overall, this is a very good sign for Contura Energy. And here's an article from Forbes that I found. It's not supposed to be happening, but coal prices are rising. Coal is staging a comeback as investment banks warm to the profits from improving prices in a new mine in Australia being built to meet Indian demand. And then it gets into the details of a new mine that's being built over there. So again, this theme of increasing demand from places like China and India are really driving coal prices higher. In a very recent development that should help the price of coal even more, China is issuing a coal buying mandate amid a supply shortage. And so this is extremely good for coal prices because commodities are priced in terms of supply and demand. When there's a shortage of supply, that means prices are going to go up. And so as a result of this supply shortage, China's central state planner issued a mandate to coal buyers to sign medium and long-term contracts to ensure stable prices next year against the backdrop of recent gains in coal prices. Coal miners should provide at least 80% of output to medium and long-term contracts, which are encouraged to be signed before the end of the year. And then it talks about how China, which is the world's top coal importer, has been encouraging coal buying companies and steel makers to sign long-term contracts to stabilize prices. Just a few weeks ago, China signed a deal to buy $1.5 billion worth of thermal coal from exporters in Indonesia. So guys, overall, this is very good news. Signing these long-term contracts, they'll create a stable price for coal, will definitely help out the coal companies, because anyone that's invested in a coal stock right now is betting on the price of coal. And if you get some sort of certainty that the price of coal is going to have a floor because of a set amount of supply and demand. That's going to be extremely good for the future of these coal miners and investors that are now able to know what to expect in terms of the underlying commodity. So in terms of what I am doing with the stock right now, like I said, I'm up over 150% as of now on this position, and I have absolutely no plans to sell this anytime soon. This is one of the more speculative plays since it's up so much. I think right now it's sitting at around 5% of the portfolio, but this is one that I'm intent on holding. My original price target was something like $60. And like I said, the outcome for this company is pretty binary. If coal prices stay low, they're most likely going to zero. And if coal prices recover to what they were in 2018, 2019, I think the price will absolutely skyrocket. Because if coal returns to normalized levels, this company will be able to operate, and just instantly, based on the earnings potential, they'll be worth at least $60 per share. So if we take a look at the long-term chart, for Contura Energy, we saw the huge drop in 2019, but before that, they were constantly trading in the $60 to $80 range. And really, I'm not planning on selling until we get to that point, if we end up getting back there and the trend in coal prices continue. Now, the last thing I want to say is that this stock is extremely volatile, and it's not a good idea to invest in a stock like this if you're going to sell out on a day where it drops 10%. Like I said, the outcome for this company is binary. If coal prices are high, the stock should be worth $60, and if they're low, it's worth zero. And so because of that, you're going to have these huge price swings on days where coal prices are up. The market's going to try to price in a recovering business model, essentially. And so I'm expecting to continue to see these explosive moves upward, followed by periods of consolidation where you're just waiting for what coal prices are going to do. If coal prices continue to recover and they stay at these normalized levels, I still see a ton of upside for this company. Like I said, I wouldn't sell until $60 at the minimum, and that is a 6 times increase from here. Of course, this isn't financial advice, and I'm not telling you to run out and buy this stock, especially at these levels, so always do your own research. So that's just what I wanted to talk about for this video. I haven't covered this stock in a while, and I haven't even looked at the price in a while, to be honest. I saw what it was doing today, and I was like, I have to check this out. So hopefully we see more days like this. If you found value out of this video, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you want to see more videos like this talking about undervalued companies that no one else is talking about on YouTube. And I did get your guys' comments talking about the new stock in my portfolio from last week. I will have that out sometime this week. I know I haven't gotten around to it. And so that's it for now. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.